Hey YouTube, how's it going? VenomMan20 here tonight. Tonight we're going to be unboxing two species of African vipers. This is the Atheris squamager or variable bush viper, and also Atheris nichii, which is commonly referred to as the sage viper. Stay tuned.
All venomous snake handling in this video is performed by a professional. Please don't try anything you're about to see at home.
So tonight we're actually going to be unboxing 8 individual little vipers here. All these are from Africa, and the first ones I have to show you are the variable bush vipers, also known as Atheris squamagers. And then the last 4 that I have to show you are Atheris nichii, or the sage vipers from Africa. I've never actually showcased this species on my channel, and I'm pretty excited to. These are some beautiful snakes. But this first one I'm showing you is a typical little yellow variable bush viper. They get the name variable bush viper because they actually vary a lot in color, but this is actually one of the more common colors, the yellow and the green. But the next color is just a very beautiful animal. But I really love the eyes on these snakes. I mean, look at them, they're a bright green, and this one doesn't have the best eyes, but there's one that I have coming up here soon that's just to die for. But this snake's a little oversaturated inside this shot. You just can't quite see. He is really red or very orange, just a very beautiful little snake. But I just absolutely love the color on him. Orange is my favorite color, so of course I'm partial to this snake. But all these are actually very chemotoxic in their venom. I don't believe a lot is known about their venom. There's not even an anti-venom for this species, but we are pretty safe to assume that they're extremely toxic. There has been a few deaths from bites from this species. Not only that, the anti-venom that seems to work the best for this species is from Echis, or the saw-scale vipers, which is actually the deadliest viper on Earth. They kill more people than any other snake. So needless to say, these guys are probably pretty toxic if that anti-venom works well. This is also a very beautiful specimen right here. He's got these green little speckles. It's kind of hard to show on camera. And these very beautiful eyes. So this is a big female. And these snakes actually get about 24 inches all maxed out, so they're not real big, but they tend to stay in some of the more humid parts of Africa. As you can see, he's a springy little guy, but a lot of people think that they're really arboreal. I don't think they're very arboreal at all. I think they stay pretty low to the ground if they do any climbing, but a lot of times I find these on the floor of their exhibit. So just beautiful little eyes on this snake. He's checking out his reflection, pretty cute. But like I said, they get about 24 inches, 16 inches is typical. It seems like females get just a little bit bigger than males do. They have a very keeled scale. So these guys are actually closely related to the Hispida, Atheris hispida, or the hairy bush viper. They're called hairy bush viper, not because they have hair, because reptiles don't have hair. But their scales are so keeled, you can see right here how keeled his scales are, that little ridge that runs along the scale. They're so keeled that it almost looks like hair. Now, the hairy bush viper is actually extremely hard to keep in captivity. I think it's really an eating preference. I think they only eat amphibians or possibly slugs. I don't think they really eat rodents like we try to keep most of these guys on. This is actually the smallest one right here. He's just a normal little yellow, has a little bit of striping, and I don't think you can really tell, but he has a white underbelly, which is kind of weird for a lot of these. That last one with the speckles actually has a yellow and speckled underbelly, just like the top of him, but this guy's very, very white on the bottom. It's not the easiest thing to get a good shot of the underneath side of the snake, so I don't even really think I have a good shot to where you can tell. But he is a cute little snake, needless to say. Right here, he's all cocked back, ready to strike if need be. These guys are snappy for their size. They are very grumpy little snakes sometimes. But I guess if I was this small living in Africa around all those big predators, I would probably be pretty snappy as well. Just gorgeous little eyes, very alert. He's following me with his tongue. I'm not sure if you see that. His tongue goes left when I go left, and when I go right, his tongue goes right. Here he is all coiled up on the bottom of his little quarantine enclosure, because I just got these, and a lot of these African snakes can actually carry a lot of pretty gross diseases, so these guys have to be quarantined well. Now this right here is a beautiful snake. This is the nichii, and this is not the prettiest. I saved the prettiest for last, so hopefully you guys will stick around for that. But this is the sage viper. These guys, not a lot is known about them. I do believe they're a little bit higher humidity than the squams. These guys actually come from Uganda, They are also found in the DR Congo, Rwanda, and Tanzania. But they're just a very interesting little snake. Like I said, these are typically referred to as the sage viper. But that keeled scale has a little black line running through it. Not only that, they have the black underneath the scales. It just really accents the green well. This is a very beautiful little snake. Now, not a lot is known about them. Like I said, we're going to go ahead and assume that these are probably pretty toxic, just like the squamagers are. But they have this very beautiful black eye. Now, this one doesn't have a lot of black on him. He's not nearly as dark as some of the other ones. So some people like the really green specimens like this one, and other ones. I prefer the black, a nice contrast to the snake. But they have a very dark eye, if you see here. Just a very gorgeous little snake. And from what I've done, just the filming of these guys, it doesn't seem like they're quite as moody as the squamagers. They don't seem to be quite as snappy. But I'm definitely not going to take that chance by getting too close. I've got to watch my fingers getting all these close-up shots, needless to say. But just a very interesting little specimen. There's that scale that I was telling about, slightly keeled, but has that nice little black stripe running down it. Just a very interesting snake. So this species actually used to be considered a subspecies of the Aethera squamager. It's no longer a subspecies. It actually has its own species rank now. But as you see, this guy has just a little bit of stuck shed. That'll come off in the next shed cycle. There's no point in poking and prodding trying to get that off right now. Have been spraying these down pretty hard because it doesn't seem like they care too much to drink from a water dish, just like most arboreal vipers. Now, one interesting thing about these compared to a lot of the arboreal vipers is they don't have a pit. These are not pit vipers. These are true vipers. So, although he could bite my finger while filming this close, he would not be locked on like a little eyelash viper or some of the Trimaceras, like, you know, the Sri Lankan palm pit viper. Those guys are way more likely to hit your finger. Now this one right here is my favorite because he has all that black, that beautiful black head, the beautiful black tail, that gorgeous black eye. So some people also refer to these as the Nietzsche's bush viper or the Great Lakes bush viper, are some of the other common names for these. But they're just very, very neat snakes. I love their coloration. So these are not a snake that I'm going to be doing any updates on as far as I know. I actually have an arboreal viper guy who's really interested, really wants them. I just figured I would go ahead and do a video for you guys so you guys could get a chance to see them, and I could talk a little bit about the species and the genus because I find them very interesting. That is the Nietzsche. The squamagers, I probably will be keeping those. Squirrely little guy trying to get away. Just very beautiful green. But anyway, I do hope that you enjoyed the video. I really enjoyed bringing it to you because these are gorgeous little vipers. I will probably be putting up a shirt in my Teespring merchandise area of either the Nietzsche, the Great Lakes bush viper, or the squamager. I'm not exactly sure yet, but both of these are beautiful snakes, and I think they would accent my merchandise very well. So if you're interested in wearing a t-shirt or maybe a coffee cup with one of these beautiful snakes on it, go ahead and check that out. Don't forget to show your friends this video. Make sure you subscribe if you haven't already, and I will be showing you some more cool vipers here very shortly. Have a good one.